Thank you very much. Has anyone ever noticed that there's just no happiness on the left? They're not happy. They're not happy people, and for good reason. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I keep seeing watermelons in people's bios and next to their names, and I just don't understand it. Like, what could it even mean? Is BLM 2 here?
No one but white men will ever take you seriously. Hi, white men. I love you guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Go Boom Live. I am so happy to see you all here. And oh my goodness, before I even continue, I have to start the stream off with this Wombo super chat from Tonberry Master with the $100. Tonberry says some support for the stream. Thank you so much. Starting the stream off strong. Now, I also got 2 new members before I even started. I don't know. Let's see if I go to my. Here we go. The very first members on my YouTube memberships, which I did remember to enable. Mind you, I don't have custom emotes right now, but I will be making them, or at the very least, I will have the badges first. I just want to figure out what you guys want to see. What do you want the badges to be? Like a butter or I don't even know. I need some input. We've got Joseph Whitehouse here, who has become a member. We've got McBangus, who has become a member. I think it's funny because I called the memberships Boomer. And so it says, welcome to Boomer. It's kind of funny how that is. And we've got Junior, who also became a member. Thank you so much. Everybody who has done that, they should be a butter one. Okay, I'm seeing some votes for butter. Goth butter. How would I make goth butter? A black stick of butter? That would be interesting. We could see butter and steak. Ooh, I like that. All right, we'll work on something. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. I accidentally played this for the intro, but
Thank you very much.
That's what I wanted to use for like the Wombo super chats and stuff. So Tonberry Master.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna need some more fun clips to play around with, but right now I just have that. I was looking for stuff to I was looking on Twitter and stuff for topics to talk about, and I saw that clip of him being like, they're not the left. You notice they're not happy. And he's like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Perfect sound clip to you. And speaking of thank you very much, Douglas Kaplan with the Wombo 49.99. Holy moly, stream is already starting super
Thank you
strong.
very much.
I'm just going to spam.
Thank you very much.
It's very spammable. Thank you. You are amazing. So, got some fun topics for today, but first I like to start out strong. Oh, by the way, I know some of y'all saw my merch last week with my favorite slur. You guys have been begging me to upload it for some merch, and I did last week, which you saw on the last stream, but as expected, Redbubble did delete my account. So the merch is extremely limited edition. So the shop isn't up now, but those of you who already put orders and already got them shipped, you will be receiving some super limited edition Melanie Mac merch. My favorite slur is a beep. I have to beep it on YouTube. Now, if I was Rumble exclusive, I could just say it, but alas. So I am streaming on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch. I definitely encourage you to follow me on Rumble, especially if you're not, even if you're watching on YouTube and you prefer YouTube, please follow me on Rumble in case YouTube ever takes my channel down, because that's always a possibility. I am still very unbelievably shocked that Twitch hasn't taken my account down yet. But yes, my F slur merch my whole account was deleted on Redbubble. So everybody who's getting your orders in, and a lot of you put in orders. I'm like, I was shocked. So everybody who put your orders in, you will be having very limited edition merch, which I kind of like it. It makes it more exclusive. I wasn't making much money off of the merch anyway, because I had the markups pretty low. And when you factor in manufacturing costs, they already had a sale. I was only getting like less than $2 a t-shirt, I think. Somewhere around that. So I wasn't doing it for the money anyway. It's just like, this will be fun. Everybody's been asking for it. So yeah, now super exclusive. And all right, we've got Magnum Norse with the $10 super chat, says, F word is the best word. We love you, Melanie. And by F word, he means the slur. And then we've got Junior with the $5 super chat, says, I got half of my F slur merch in already, but still waiting on the shirts. Will you try to open another merch store? Oh my goodness, I'm so stoked. I might try to open another one if I can come up with more designs or something. But for now, we're going to let those be super exclusive. That's the thing, is I think it was the automated system that deleted my account. I sent them an email to try to get that fixed. Haven't heard back from them. So I imagine this will continue to be a problem. Now, if I find a manufacturer, that would make things a lot easier, but otherwise we'll see. And we got another Wombo super chat from Andrew with the 50. The 50.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Andrew says, haha, I'm super glad I bought one of those shirts when I did. Can't wait till it arrives. Also have an awesome stream today, Melanie. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And Randor says, where's the Rumble link? It's rumble.com/Melanie Mac. Just look up Melanie Mac on Rumble. It's Melanie Mac Go Boom here on YouTube, but just Melanie Mac on Rumble. So I really want to get as many people over to Rumble as possible, even if you don't prefer to watch there. It's just, if YouTube nukes my account, you know where you can still find me. Twitch inevitably will, but somehow it is a miracle that I was not banned on Twitch over the last 2 weeks. I still don't know how. Tevin with the $5 super chat says, if you get a hold of Bunker branding, you might be able to have more controversial merch. They are awesome people. That would be really cool. I'll have to look into them for sure to see. There we go. Thank you so much for sharing that link. Yeah, that's how you can watch me there. Now, and speaking of bannable things, I want to start things off by, I just had to talk about this today. You guys already know that I've been, let's see, I want to show the whole window because, yeah. Let's show the whole window. All right. So I have been really on the topic a lot lately about, I talk a lot about woke ideology, how it's infiltrated society, and then speaking out against the, let's just say, alphabet mafia and all that kind of stuff. And it's a very touchy subject for a lot of people when I do that. But we have seen it just take over in society and stuff. And we have seen it become accepted even in church and in the Christian community. And that's a problem. And so share this from Vadi. He's my favorite pastor. Amazing. I had to share this because it's very much in line what I've felt and I've been trying to share as well. And this is what, saying more or less one of the exact same, like on the same vein. And I think God has been speaking to a lot of us to get this message out. This is what got me a suspension on Twitch, was sharing not this verbatim. I shared in my own words, but more or less the same message. And again, God's putting it on a lot of people's hearts to speak out against this stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and share. And then shout out to Vadi. Is it Bacham or Bacham? I watch his sermons on YouTube, and then I follow him on Instagram. He is if you want to find a good preacher who preaches the word and not some hippie Christianity, this is your dude. So he says the process of turning sinners into sexual minorities didn't happen overnight. It was slow, calculated, and methodical. There were 5 ideological steps in the process. All right. So Bacham. Okay, got it. All right. So thank you. So step 1, change the name of sin. For instance, sodomy. They changed it from that to homosexuality, and it's now gay. Notice how it's the language. You change the language and then you change what it actually is. It is sin. And I got banned on Twitch for 2 weeks for saying this. I was like, hey, you know what? There's no such thing as sexualities. There is God made male and female for each other. Anything else is sin. It's not sexualities, it's sin. And so by coming up with the concept of sexualities, they have been able to circumvent that. They have been able to soften that. And some people get really mad at me, even among the Christian communities as well, for using the F slur. I can't say it on YouTube and stuff. If I was Rumble only, I could say it. You guys know what word I'm talking about. Some people get really mad at me for saying it, including other people in the Christian community. And I think that a result of them getting offended is because the world has accepted this sin so much that when you call sin something harsh, they're offended. It's sin. It is still sin. So why are you offended at how I'm describing it? And all it does is when you soften that, and no, I'm not hating people. If people are living in this sin, then I pray for them and I would hope that they get better. But for getting mad at me for saying that, they are very much inadvertently, without even realizing it, playing exactly into the plan from the enemy, which is to make sin seem less severe, seem less like sin. You slowly change the verbiage of it. So in this case, so where he said how they changed sin. So for example, sodomy became homosexuality and is now gay. They changed the word. They keep changing it so that it does become more acceptable. And then there's there's efforts underway to change the pedo to minor attracted person or MAP. And yeah, so this is how they are slowly, and I'm not saying that these are the same things, but I am saying that whenever you use this mentality and you do things to soften like this situation, this sin into this, then people will take it further, and they are working on that. So step 2, what they've done is they've transformed the behavior from sin to an identity. This is exactly what I was saying when Twitch banned me for 2 weeks. I said sexuality is not real. It's not a real concept. It's sin. God made male and female for each other. Anything that's not that is not an identity. It's not a sexuality. There's no such thing. And by creating a separate identity, they have normalized it and tried to make it something that it's not. They've tried to detract from the fact that, hey, this is sin. So step 3, juxtapose that identity with the civil rights struggle of Black people and other minorities. This is something that I have also seen, that I've also tried to speak out with, is when people compare, when they want to be lumped into, now while I think society as a whole now isn't racist, most people are not racist. Thankfully, that's not a problem with modern day society for the most part. There's always going to be some racist people. But as a whole, if someone's racist, they are looked down on. But racism was a very real problem before. And there was a time where Black people had to really fight to get recognized from, we had the slavery and stuff like that. And so, yeah, what's happened here is we have people who are living in sin and they want to be called a minority. Oh, this is our identity now. This is a minority. We're really struggling for acceptance, just like Black people. And I have told people on Twitter, online, all this stuff, I'm like, why the heck are you comparing a dude sleeping with another dude to someone being black. Why are you lumping black people in with sin? It's not the same thing. And so, yeah, I really liked seeing that he outlined all this here as well. And he has a book coming out saying it's not the same as being black, I think is what it's called. I already pre-ordered it. But yeah, it is. I'm so glad he's speaking out on this stuff. So step 4, this is what they've done. Replace the Christianity of the Bible with an apostate version that picks and chooses rites, rituals, and morals to suit the new regime, which is exactly true. I mean, I get backlash from other people who call themselves Christians all the time just for sharing the word of God, what God calls sin, what the Bible calls sin, and saying, hey guys, I want you to go to heaven. I don't want you to be living in sin. I want you to be able to go to heaven. So accept Jesus Christ. Turn from this sin. Let's not accept this sin. Let's not normalize this sin, whatever it may be. And yeah, in this case, we're talking about sodomy. But in other cases, that this also applies to promiscuity among men and women, that sort of thing. So yeah, there's a lot more to it. But still. But yeah, so we've gotten to a point to where, and that's the thing is when I first came back to my faith, I tried to do the hippie Christianity version too. I was like, I'll come back to my faith, but on my terms. That's how I said it. And I would try to be, I still care about people. So I'm still going to try to be, I'm still going to be accepting of people who are doing things that the Bible says is a sin. And it took me actually reading the Bible every day to realize, hey, I can't be justifying what the Bible calls sin. I can't change what the Bible says to suit where modern day society is at. And that's the thing is if you read something in the Bible and you're like, I don't like that because of modern day society, you can't change the Bible to fit society. Society needs to follow the Bible. That's the point. But yeah, we have seen this hippie Christianity, a fake version of Christianity. And it's to the point now to where when you actually follow the Bible, when you actually share from the Bible, you spread the gospel from the Bible, you get backlash, even from other Christians. This is where we're at. And this is a huge reason why we are stuck in all of these issues going on right now and all of these things that the Bible calls sin being accepted in the mainstream. And then Vadi says here, step 5, pretend to be surprised when other groups use the exact same tactics to try to normalize the unimaginable. So yeah, I definitely, again, this all came from Vadi Bauckham. I suggest you look him up. Amazing preacher. So yeah, this is where we are at. And I really wanted to share that. Start out. And then this also, while I'm on this topic, I had to share this meme. I said the gaming industry. I took this meme and I put these flags and put the community manager element to it. But oh my goodness, this is so freaking rampant in the gaming industry right now, especially with community managers. So you got a junior community manager saying, I'm not a... And then the senior community manager's like, you will be. I have seen this so much. And this is where the final boss here says, this is both funny and sad. And I replied and I said, it is. I meme about it, but it's very true and sad. So many people groomed into it from school, college, creative industries, etc. It has gotten out of control. And oh my goodness, is it ever real? I see people who have gotten, someone reminded me to drink. Thank you. I was going to, and then I got really distracted with my conversation. So yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this happen. I see it constantly. I mean, there are people who have gotten in the gaming industry. They're pretty normal people. Well, then all of a sudden, the more they get into the culture of it all, then there's this one dude, pretty normal. He had pretty left-leaning politics or whatever. That's fine. I don't care. But he just went straight. Now he's pretending to be a woman. Now I couldn't believe it when I saw stuff. You see it constantly in these fields. And yeah, even beyond that, and I was, man, did I? Okay, yeah. This reminded me. Here's a tweet I shared the other day of this stuff. It's funny. I'm starting out with preaching today instead. But we'll get to the topics. But I really wanted to share all this stuff. I said that, and what inspired this was whenever I started speaking out against people who wanted the vaccine mandates, this, that, and the other, and I was like, I'm not vaxxed. I don't think people should have to do anything they don't want to do, so on and so forth with that. And I got a lot of backlash. I got ostracized from the gaming community. I got blacklisted because I used to work in the very mainstream, and I had to keep my opinions mostly to myself about stuff. Otherwise, especially when it involved like politics, this, that, and the other, if you shared anything that didn't follow the mainstream narrative that they approved of, then you would get ostracized. You would get blacklisted. And I knew that would happen. I used to host for like GameStop TV, Riot Games, this, that, and the other. And that used to be my main income, was from hosting jobs. So I knew I would get ostracized when I started speaking out. Fortunately, I've still been able to do what I do, like just at a different capacity. I don't work for gaming companies anymore. I just get to do fun stuff like this and co-host with the Quartering and all that. But yeah, I was looking back at some of the people who I used to be friends with, who used to be my colleagues in the gaming industry. And let me read this and then I'll go more into detail about it. But I said, so many people are groomed into LGBT. They say they learned about their sexuality, but there's nothing to learn about sexuality. God made female specifically for male. That's it. Anything veering from God's design is sin from the enemy. If it's a sin you struggle with, it's okay because you can overcome it. Seek Jesus. He loves you. And through walking with him, you can turn from it and walk in your true purpose. See, I was reflecting on things and I was looking at some of the Twitter pages from some of my old friends and colleagues from the gaming industry who abandoned me and, unfriended me and all that kind of stuff after I came back to my faith and all that. And I saw where they were at now. And a lot of them, they went from pretty normal to now they're identifying as LGBT. They are, some of them, straight up pretending to be the opposite gender. A lot of the girls, for example, selling their bodies on the internet, using the OF, all that kind of stuff. And whenever I kept looking at that, I prayed for them and I even cried because I was like, oh my goodness, this is so sad that they've lost their way so much like this. And it just made my heart heavy for them. I want them to find Jesus. I want them to get saved because I want them to go to heaven. And seeing how far gone they are, and it's not bringing them happiness. That stuff won't bring you happiness. And even if in the moment they might feel like it's giving them a dopamine hit or whatever, it's not true joy to just feed your flesh and all that stuff. So anyway, it made me very grateful though that that I came back to my faith, I came back to Christ, and I didn't go down those paths because, could happen to any of us for living for our flesh. We could go down these paths, this path, that path, the other path. And I'm just really grateful that, I'm really grateful that I went in a different direction, and really grateful that Jesus brought me back into the flock. So, but again, it doesn't matter how far anyone is. Like I said right here, it's not too late for you. You can overcome it, whatever it is, and come back to, or whether it's come back to, or come to Jesus for the first time. Either way, you can turn from it. And I would definitely encourage that. Let's go ahead and check a couple of these super chats and stuff, and then I will move forward. Let's see. We've got Timbo Slice with the $10 says, Happy Ascension Day, Melanie. A good day to read Acts 1. Oh, I haven't even read the New Testament in so long because I've been diving into the Old Testament again since I started reading I don't know, it's been like a little over 2 years ago that I committed to daily Bible reading. And I'm still in the Old Testament because I read about usually a chapter a day, sometimes more. I do want to kind of up that because I really want to get into the New Testament faster. But then on my Bible channel, Yeah, I'm still in the Old Testament. So I'm really getting a rehash of the Old Testament. I've read the Bible in completion once when I was a teenager, but I can't wait to get back to the New Testament too. Even though, and the Old Testament is very important. When people are like, hey, I haven't read the Bible before, or where should I start? So many people say, start with the New Testament. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, it's better than nothing. Go ahead. But I think that you should read it in order because you will get full context of why Jesus died on the cross, where people were at before that happened, what led up to that. So start at the beginning, I say. But you know what? As long as you're reading the word, do it. That's good. So however you decide. Magnum Norris with the $10 says, oh, I already read that one. That's the F slur. Okay. So then I saw, let's see. Some of these okay. Deranged Lunatic with the YouTube membership. Thank you so much. Tony Mara with the 199 says, hey, Mel, YouTube, you are on my, what? Uh, let's just say on your hug list. We don't want none of that. We don't want any bad list here. Hug list only. Savrix with the 999 says, you get the same level of crap if you say being gay is biologically incorrect. Also true. It is biologically incorrect because that's not how God created things to be. You are correct there. Matthew Wilk with the $5 super chat says, Review Tech USA is obsessed with Melanie Mac by 8-Bit Eric. That's how I found out about you. That's funny. I've been a fan ever since I watched that video. That is so funny. So him Review Tech hating on me just brought someone over to my channel. I love that. Wolfman R6118 became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much. We've got Shaylin with the $2.99 super sticker. Thank you for that. And we've got David with another $5 super chat. I love your Bible channel. Have you thought about after you've finished what you will do next? Also, have you done fasting? And what do you think? Yeah, first of all, it's going to be a long time before I'm done with my Bible read through on that Bible channel because lately I've only been uploading like 1 to 3 videos a week there. So yeah, it's going to be a long time. I was thinking about, because I'm reading through the New Living Translation now. So a part of me was considering, hey, should I read different translations after that? Or a part of me wants to do like weekly Bible topics or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But thank you so much. And then, with fasting, yeah, I mean, I've done, you mean, I'm assuming you mean in terms of fasting, like fasting, praying, and for religious reasons. I have done that. I usually will do like a 24 to 48 hour fast once a month. But some people, even if they're fasting for spiritual purposes, some people will just fast for half a day. For me, I do 24 to 48 hours because I naturally intermittent fast. Like I only eat like 1 to 2 meals a day. Most days, unless I'm like when I'm with family on the weekends or something, I'll eat more, but I stay busy. I got stuff going on. And so I'll just have 1 to 2 meals a day. And that's just naturally how I like to eat. But yeah. Ohio Gaming with the $2. Thank you so much. We've got Sure Call with the $10 super chat. Melanie, I'd like to hear your thoughts on different Bible translations. Seems like any given translation of the New Testament from the original Greek can result in major differences of meaning. I don't personally get worked up on translation that much. Some people really do. But if you actually look at the mainstream translations, they're all within like 99% plus accuracy of each other. So rather than overwhelm people or discourage people by, are you reading the best translation? I think it's best just to tell people, read the one you understand the most. And as you continue to grow in your faith and read the Bible more, then yeah, you're going to want to cross-reference stuff. You're going to try to read different ones and try to get the bigger picture. But ultimately, whatever people understand the best, I think is the way to go. Let me make sure, by the way, I haven't missed any Rumble rants because I forgot they don't show up on there. There we go. I've got some. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I missed a lot of those. We got Jared Haynes with a $1 Rumble rant. What's up, Mel? If there are any guests that I would love to see you get on the show at some point, is Lady Desiree. By the way, her birthday's tomorrow. I did not know her birthday's tomorrow. That's good to know. So I'll tell her happy birthday. I love her so much. She's amazing. If I ever do add guests, I would love to have her on there. iCanalis became a monthly supporter on Rumble. Thank you. Cam2425 with a $5 Rumble rant says, just a Rumble solidarity rant. Have a good night, Melanie, and I'll see you in quartering chat. Thank you. Turbo Beatard. I'm just going to say Beatard because I don't use swear words. I only use slurs, not swear words. Turbo Beatard with the... It just sounds so funny to me. With the $5 says, wait, Redbubble? That's not where I ordered from. Did I do a dumb? Also, hey, Melanie, happy Thursday. Well, if you ordered somewhere else, my merch, the F-Slur merch, the only place I uploaded was on Redbubble. So I don't know what to tell you. JM Pathone with the $5 Rumble rant says, if Rumble can support you exclusive, matching money to replace what you make multi-streaming Twitch and YouTube, go for it. You will never be censored. CEO is a Christian too. Be strong in the Lord. I would definitely be open to a Rumble exclusive stream at some point if there's something we could figure out. But at any rate, I'll still be streaming here once a week, even otherwise. So thank you so much. Mr. Pauk with the $10 Rumble rant says, Brylan Riggs on Rumble and YouTube. He might be an interesting guest if your show eventually has guests. Oh, good to know. We've got Keyblader 700 with the $2 Rumble rant. Says, can't stick around. Just wanted to say that you have been really inspiring to watch. I hope to be as bold in my faith as you are someday. God bless. Aw, thank you. That is so nice. Okay, let me make sure. I think I got all the Rumble rants. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the... Oh, I forgot. That reminded me on this topic. You know what is, to me, there is almost nothing more gay than the men hating women and women hating men all the time. You know, the feminism and then the man version of that feminism that hates on women constantly. And that has hijacked the red pill movement. Now, when you say red pill, that's what you think of. And it's so stupid because that was not red pill. But I think that's the most gay thing ever, to go hop on Twitter and blame the opposite gender for all of your problems. Oh, I just hate men. They're so stupid. And then the guy's doing that about women. It's the most gay thing ever. So I said, because that was going around, the women, I choose the bear. I choose the bear. Women, I choose the bear. Men, I choose the AIGF. Me. Repent. Repent. All right, let's go ahead and, okay, so what we have here, let me address this while we're on this topic. Arcade says, I don't hate women, I love women, but females are not women anymore. Well, we can sit here and go in circles all day because women can say the same thing. Males aren't men anymore. We live in a society that is run by Satan right now until Jesus Christ returns. So are most women trash? Yes. Are most men trash? Yes. Are most people trash? Yes. So you're going to cry about it? Or are we just going to pray for each other? Because I think praying for each other would be a better alternative. Instead of just hopping on the internet and whining about it. There's nothing good to go with that. So at the end of the day, everybody needs Jesus. Society will not get better until they find Jesus. And what we know from the Bible is society is just it will get worse at some point, and then Jesus will return, and then we'll have a perfect world. Until then, yes, the majority of men will suck and the majority of women will suck. That's just life. So let's not blame an entire gender for the problems in the world. Satan is the problems going on in the world, and sin entering the world is the problems of the world, not just one gender. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this topic today, because, oh my goodness, and there's a lot of people that are not happy about this. Some of you guys saw me talking to the Quartering today on his stream, and he's not happy about it. Now, I have a little bit more of a nuanced opinion, but it is what it is. So Warner Brothers, they're going to release a new Lord of the Rings movie, The Hunt for Gollum, in 2026. Peter Jackson will be producing it, and Andy Serkis will be directing it. So let's see what all information we have on this. So Warner Brothers will release the first of its new batch of live-action The Lord of the Rings films in 2026, which will focus on Andy Serkis's Gollum. Originally, the Lord of the Rings trilogy filmmaker Peter Jackson and his partners Fran Walsh and Philippia Boyens are producing the movie and will be involved every step of the way. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav said during an earnings call Thursday, the product is currently in early stages of script development from writers Walsh and Boyens, along with Phoebe Gittins and what the crap is that name? Papa Georgiou? Papa Georgiou, Papa. And will explore storylines yet to be told, Zaslav said. Now, I'm just going to say, I know that there's a lot of us that feel burned on the whole Lord of the Rings IP after seeing what Amazon has done with Rings of Power and that gigantic trash fire that was that. It was terrible. But I do think this is different. This is not the same thing. Because first of all, Peter Jackson adores Lord of the Rings, adores Tolkien's work. Peter Jackson never set out to just completely change it beyond recognition. Now, I do know that, there were some changes here and there, but still, he actually respects the source material. Unless something has changed, but I don't think that would be the case. Andy Serkis as well. Gollum, he actually has love for Tolkien and his work. So now, I know not to say everything Peter Jackson has done has been perfect. I mean, look at the Hobbit trilogy. So, and it was asked on the Quartering stream if I liked that, though. I just didn't like the third movie in the Hobbit trilogy, Battle of 5 or 7 armies, however many armies it was. I thought it was trash. But the first Hobbit movie, I thought was pretty good. The second one, Desolation of Smaug, I thought was great. I genuinely loved it. So I don't think that this will necessarily be a terrible thing. Do we need it? I don't think we need it necessarily, but if we actually got something good, I would kind of like that. I think that would kind of be refreshing to see because we keep seeing all of our favorite things get ruined. Well, what if we see something we like actually get done well? And it's like, oh, this reminds me of the good old days. That's my take on it. So let's see what else they said here. In a press release from Warner Brothers later Thursday morning, the studio revealed that the working title for the film is Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. And it will be directed and star Andy Serkis in his iconic titular role. The film will be executive produced by Ken Cammons, with Serkis and the Imaginarium's Jonathan Cavendish. Does anybody know, though? Now, I became a Lord of the Rings fan from the movies, like the first trilogy. That's how I became a fan. I never really dived into the books. Like, I tried to read them a little bit, but I never dived into them. Does anybody here who is a fan of like all the books and stuff, do you know where they could come up with this whole story about Gollum? Is there material there? Or is this going to be more of a made up thing on their part? Or do they actually have something to give them enough to make a movie about? That's what I want to know. We've got Zodiac Beatard here that says yes. So I'm going to guess you mean yes, they have plenty to work with. Oh, yeah, the appendices. Okay. But Tonberry here says there is not enough material. Okay. So Column burned. End of story. That is true. Let's see what He was tortured in Mordor for years. Oh, so is this going to cover? This is going to cover after Gollum fell into. But doesn't he die there? Like, or is he tortured like in hell or something? Is Mordor hell? I don't know. I'm curious. But they'll have to make up most of it. Gotcha. I wonder what direction they could even go with that. They could have made a Gandalf prequel. Now that could have been interesting. I wonder what approach though, since Ian McKellen is old as dirt. I just can't. It's like if you let's cast a new guy for Gandalf. How? It will be fan fiction. Okay, interesting. So let's see. Warner Brothers first announced in February 2023 that the newly installed studio leaders Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi had broken a deal to make multiple films based on the beloved J.R.R. Tolkien books. The projects will be developed through WB label New Line Cinema. Okay. Same stuff. Free Mode, a division of Embracer Group. Embracer. Oh gosh. Just makes me think of Tomb Raider. Oh my. And where we're at. But granted, Embracer is why we have the remasters. So I kind of love them for that. But Embracer also is that far from perfect. Made the adaptive rights deal for books including The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit under a venture named Middle-earth Enterprises. A separate animated Middle-earth movie, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, is due on December 13th via Warner Brothers. Now, I'm actually kind of excited about that. I know they had Miranda Otto even doing some narration and stuff. Is that correct? And she was Eowyn in, for those who don't know, which I'm sure all of you know this, she was Eowyn in the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies, which she didn't show up until Two Towers. She was only in Two Towers and Return of the King. If I remember. I am long overdue for a rewatch. Do I read Super Chat? Yes, I do. And I see that you sent one. I'm sorry. I try to get them in doses, not all immediately, but let me go ahead and get yours since it was pretty big. John Mondragon with the 1999 Super Chat says, good evening, everyone. Hope y'all are having a good day. Let's start off with a good joke. I can always tell when I see a real woman just by what they wear. Biological women don't wear condoms. That's funny. This is true. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me get a couple more of these before we move forward. That reminded me, I saw a tweet earlier that they took Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. It was the Resident Evil 4 remake models. And they took Ada Wong and swapped their outfits, and the dress on Leon and then the coat on her. She still looked cute and feminine and like a woman, even in his outfit. And he still looked like a whole dude in her dress. And it just made me think even more. It's like, God made us male and female. We can't change that. There's no amount of wigs a dude can put on or makeup or clothes that you can change that's going to change any of that. All right, so we've got Elsid Barrett with a Canadian $5 says, someday, could be in a week, could be in a decade, but someday you're going to push that censor button and it's not going to work. Oh yeah, when I say I know, it's funny. I have said the slur on my YouTube channel before, and it hasn't. Nothing bad happened. So I just try to be sparing with it. Just in case. Shaylin with the 199 says, praise Jesus. Amen. You're such an inspiration. Thank you so much. God bless you. We've got Andrew with the $10 super chat says, the irony of people saying start with the New Testament is that they actually haven't read the full New Testament, just the parts where Jesus preached love and positive messages. I do think that a lot of people think only the New Testament counts. Only the words Jesus said count. But Jesus, like the Bible says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. The entire Word of God is important. And when Jesus came to the earth, he was fulfilling the law of Moses. The law of Moses still counts. He fulfilled that. He didn't eradicate it, and it doesn't exist anymore. Now there's obviously ceremonial practice that we don't have to do, but if God said he doesn't, if God said something is sin or something is abomination, for example, that still is. But the Old Testament very much matters. And I think that one thing that has been so great about reading the Old Testament for me is just seeing that, seeing a lot of the decisions, a lot of the things, like let's look at King David, for example. He made a lot of mistakes. He sure loved God and God loved him, but he made a lot of mistakes. And you'll find that the people that God that God was working through, the people that God loved, and very important people of the Bible, they were flawed and they made mistakes. And it helps to put things into perspective. They needed Jesus. We need Jesus. So yeah, push-ups with a $5 says, I have a Bible question if there's time for it. If Proverbs 31 defines biblical womanhood, is biblical manhood ever succinctly defined? I mean, the Bible does talk about, I think the Bible gives a good example of just, first of all, uh, how we're supposed to live in general, and that will apply to men. But the Bible is more, and this is why I get so frustrated when people act like the Bible is misogynistic and this and that. The Bible holds men to a higher standard than women. Like men are, and as it's described in the Bible, women are the weaker vessel. We are. That's how God made us. That's how it is. And you'll find that whenever, I wish I remember off the top of my head this passage about how wives are to be to their husbands and how husbands are to be to their wives. And it says, or yeah, like a husband is supposed to honor his wife. And if he doesn't, like, then God won't even hear his prayers. So yes, men have, as being the leaders over their wives, they have an even higher standard to meet, in all kinds of ways. So yes, the Bible does go over a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of off the top of my head. I wish I had stuff pulled up that I'd be able to discuss. But yeah, there is, I think, a lot that you can find in the Bible about how to be a better man, just like us women can with how to be a better woman. Ara Akbar Go Boom says, with the $2 says, I am playing Return of the Mac in your honor. Thank you. And we've got Crimson Rain, who became a member on YouTube. I just enabled those memberships on YouTube as well. All right, we'll get to the other super chats in a minute. Let me go ahead and continue reading this a little bit, and then I'll get back to them. So, oh yeah, this is the animated stuff. Is it a film or a TV show? Oh, it's a movie. Okay. I'm curious for that. I actually think it could be good. That movie is set 200 years before the events of The Hobbit. Interesting. Okay. So for over 2 decades, moviegoers have embraced the Lord of the Rings film trilogy because of the undeniable devotion Peter, Fran, and Philippia have shown towards protecting the legacy of Tolkien's works, and to ensure audiences could experience the incredible world he created in a way that honors his literary vision. DeLuca and Abdi said in a statement Thursday, "We are honored they have agreed to be our partners on these 2 new films, with Andy coming aboard to direct The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. We continue an important commitment to excellence that is a true hallmark of how we all want to venture ahead and further contribute to the Lord of the Rings cinematic history." Again, I know a lot of people didn't like this. Don't like that this is being made. I'm kind of leaning more toward, hey, do it. I'm kind of glad, because show these noobs how it's done. It's time for the pro to walk in and do Tolkien some justice and say, hey, the Rings of Power trash, all this other stuff you're doing. Nah, let me step in and show you how to make a movie. That's what I'm ready for. All right, Jackson, Walsh, and Boyens added, it is an honor and a privilege to travel back to Middle Earth with our good friend and collaborator, Andy Serkis, who has unfinished business with that stinker, Gollum. As lifelong fans of Professor Tolkien's vast mythology, we are proud to be working with Mike DeLuca, Pam Abdi, and the entire team at Warner Brothers on another epic adventure. Yes, Precious Circus said, the time has come once more to venture into the unknown with my dear friend, the extraordinary and incomparable guardians of Middle-earth, Peter, Fran, and Philippia, with Mike and Pam and the Warner Brothers team on the quest as well, alongside Weta. Weta did great. And our filmmaking family in New Zealand. It's just all too delicious. The original The Lord of the Rings trilogy, helmed by Jackson, grossed nearly $3 billion worldwide. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I want to see something good here. I want to see something that actually, where they actually care about the fans. They actually care about what they're interpreting, the source material, right? And we see so much disrespect to source materials with all kinds of new stuff being made. So, hey, let the pros walk in. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if they make something cool out of this. At this time, I have hope for it. I think some good stuff can come out of this. So, here's something else I wanted to talk about. So, this comes to us from the Park Place. Magic the Gathering and Warhammer artist Paul Scott Canavan says he wants to track down and string up loved ones of people he disagrees with. Now, he had all this stuff going on with everything, all the Kotaku stuff, all the backlash that came from Stellar Blade, and then people being mad at us for wanting Stellar Blade to be released as intended and not censored and all that kind of stuff. We just sure aggroed the wokies and the male feminists and the other feminists and all of that, who have really been going after people. And so this dude went after a guy, tweeted his wife. All right, it's just, first of all, just do your job, bro. Can you just do your job instead of focusing on just trying to push your ideologies and crap on people and shaming anybody who disagrees with you, or going to the measures of contacting their family? Seriously. So he wrote this in regard to, so Alicia Mercanti, she reached out to a guy's wife and was like, just so you know, your wife or your husband is a misogynist. He hates women, this, that, and the other. Just way taking this to a level that didn't need to happen. We've got Dan here. He says, Alyssa Mercanti as Gollum. That could work. That could work. That's hilarious. But yeah, so here, this Paul guy is supporting what Alyssa did by actually reaching out to this dude's wife. And he says here, this is absolutely the play. We should be doing this with all these weird creeps. Apparently, wanting to see female characters look like female characters means you're a creep. Today, I learned, track down their significant others and mothers and string them up. Now, I'm pretty sure he went private after this. He deleted the tweet. He got a lot of backlash. First of all, because Jeremy, D-Day Cobra here, he said, coward deleted it. Absolutely insane. So I quote tweeted it. I said, if anyone cries to my mother about my tweets, she will call you a, which she would. So it ain't gonna work. That strategy ain't gonna work. Not with me. But still, this is just highly inappropriate to be messaging people's family members. There is no point, at no point, where I've had people coming after me, or even Alyssa Mercanti, for example, going after me. I have never at any point thought, oh, I wonder what her family members would think about this. I should reach out to her family members and show them. That's just absurd. That is insane. And this is how they operate, though. They already will go for people's jobs, and they have done this just for, in the gaming industry specifically, this is where it's really rampant. They have tried to get people fired over their political views or who they who they freaking follow on Twitter. Where is that? That reminds me. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. But remember, if y'all remember this wildebeest, this wildebeest who got Carolyn fired from limited run games because she follows libs of TikTok and on Twitter, because she followed some conservative accounts on Twitter. So this wildebeest in a wig contacts limited run games. Just so I don't feel safe with this sign. Oh no, there's a bigot. Blah blah blah, working for your company. And so they try to get people fired. Well, in this case, when they go after people who are independent, like Mark, for example, Grums, who are independent and who, hey, you can't fire me. You can't get me fired. Well, they're out of options. Oh no, what can we do? Oh, let's start going after people's family. Let's look for their family members in this case. Or I believe the guy they went after in this case was Smash JT. So they're like, oh, wait a minute. I don't know his situation, but if he's self-employed or something, wait a minute. We can't get him fired. We can't ruin his life this way. So let's go ahead and reach out to his wife and try to cause some trouble. Maybe they'll get a divorce or something. That's their mindset, is disagree with them and they want to ruin your life. They can't handle just the idea of someone disagreeing with them. They want to ruin your life. And that's what separates us from them. We don't want to ruin people's lives who disagree with us. But they do. That's how they operate, because they are evil. So his comment came in response to a post from Kotaku's senior editor, Alyssa Mercanti, which detailed that she had tracked down the wife of YouTuber Smash JT and sent her a message on Facebook asking what she thinks about the father of her children harassing a woman online and laughing when she shares that someone they're supporting has been threatening to unalive them for weeks. This is just madness. I don't know. I wouldn't love if my husband was doing this. Total, first of all, Karen move or Randall move. If you guys watch freaking Recess, which Recess is one of the best 90s cartoons ever. But Randall would go and have a little notebook and go and narc to Miss Finster all the time. But for some reason, they get off on being a Randall or a Karen. So as for Canavan, he doubled down on tracking down loved ones and stringing them up in a response to one user who asked him if he would be okay if people tracked down his loved ones. Canavan said, I mean, if I turn into a total piece of crap and start harassing women online, then yeah, go nuts. And this is where the lack of self-awareness comes into play, because a lot of guys like this, now I can't speak for him personally because first of all, who is he? I don't even know. But secondly, people like him and who, this whole male feminist rhetoric that a lot of these guys spew, they hate women. They freaking hate women. They only like women if they control them and if they follow the ideologies that they want them to follow. I have gotten more hate from these male feminists than anybody else. They hate your guts if you don't toe the line. And they will go after you. So I don't want to hear it with this, if they're harassing women. Dude, it's your side, my guy. I don't know about this dude personally because I don't even know who the crap he even is. But it's his side that has been going after women like crazy. People going after Alyssa Mercanti are going after her takes. They're not trying to ruin her life like she does with other people. But no, can't make a woman accept accountability unless she doesn't toe their line. Then they'll go after her. So not only would he double down, but he claimed his opinion that loved ones be tracked down and strung up was not controversial. YouTuber That Umbrella Guy asked, fascinating. Is that a company stance, stringing up moms and significant others? Canavan replied, I think you may have misunderstood. The conversation was about holding people accountable for their attacks on the internet. I don't think it's a super controversial take. What are the attacks going on here? The attacks are, hey, we want video game characters to be recognizable or we want the female characters to look female, that's an attack. Or usually defending yourself after these people, because let's not pretend that Alyssa Mercanti has not been going after people. She has been targeting people like crazy. I'm one of them. Grums is one of them. She's trying to ruin even Asmongold. She wants to ruin she keeps talking about hit pieces and stuff that never come out because she can't come up with anything. And what we've seen, even with that farm game that was going on with the jiggle physics and all that kind of stuff, whenever she wrote about that, it was very disingenuous. She missed context. She didn't share what he told her, things like that. So you can't trust her to be genuine in this kind of situation. So here we have Grums here. So he shares Canavan's post, writing creative director Paul Scott Canavan for Grimwire, an indie dev making Pale Tides, defends Kotaku's attack on family members of critics, track down their significant others and mothers and string them up. That umbrella guy calls him out and he doubles down, saying that it's just about holding people accountable. I guess anything goes if you have the right politics, he concluded. So that's exactly what's been going on. It's like, oh, you have the right politics, then you can get away with doing insane stuff like this because, oh, it's just holding people accountable. Completely infringing on people's personal lives, trying to ruin their personal lives, trying to cause problems between a husband and a wife. That is insane to me. But, oh, we're just holding them accountable. Who made you, like, who put you to that position anyway? That is just madness. All right, let's read some more super chats and then we'll continue. We've got Mike Alvarado is TBE with the $2. Manny, I don't know how to pronounce that. Pacuo is afraid of Mike Alvarado in boxing. Interesting. I don't know that much about boxing. Godzilla is Greaser with the $5 super chat says, aside from Godzilla, who's your favorite kaiju, Melanie? Mine's King Ghidorah. I'd have to say probably Mothra. I really like Mothra, and she's just super recognizable from my childhood and stuff as well, watching the old school Godzilla movies. So I would say Mothra. Nick Hammerschmidt with a $20 super chat says, hey, yo, Melanie, glad to see this series is going well. James Gunn's Superman is nothing that I want to see based off his promo. If that posture is truth, justice, and the American way, then it seems Hollywood doesn't get it. Oh, that's the topic that I do want to touch on later too. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's like you could have had Henry Cavill Superman that everybody freaking wanted. And instead, it's not looking too promising. Splinterella with the $4.99 says, good evening, Melanie. I was curious to know if you have a P.O. box for fan submissions. Keep up the great work. Dominus Vobiska. I don't know what that means. But thank you so much. I don't currently have a P.O. box right now, but if I do, I will definitely let you guys know. Got Mike Mo with the $5 super chat says, good evening, Melanie. If I unalive and go to heaven before Armageddon, can I come back to Earth and chainsaw/curb stomp some demons? Gears of War style with Jesus. Jesus will be handling that himself, but I do think that is awesome. John Mondragon with the $19.99. Thank you so much. Lol, I am going to start making some good vids, I hope. As you can tell from my last joke, I will not hold my tongue, and I'm hoping to collaborate sometime. Amazing. I love that. Gene the Machine with a $10 super chat says, jiggle physics are important. It's what defines real women and not fake women. It's a good point. Just, that's anatomy moves. It's like certain body parts move. It's just reality. Jaren Benecki with the $5 super chat says, it's ironic when they're fighting for women's rights. Yeah, women. Exactly. Also, on a random note, have you seen any Gundam series? I never really got into Gundam anime that much, honestly. But yeah, that's the thing. Women, all of these, and the mainstream feminist movement and all this stuff, it's just men in wigs. That's who they're helping out. That's who they're fighting for is just men in wigs. Okay. Kongzilla, oh my goodness. Hold on. This requires a thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The Wombo, $199.99. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that Wombo super chat. Hi, Mel. Enjoying the show. Sorry I missed last week. I was busy with sports stuff. Can't wait to have your shirt tomorrow. Lol. Love the Mighty Mac. Have fun and hi to chat. Thank you so much. You are always super, super, super supportive, and it means a lot. You don't have to apologize about not being here last week. I understand people have lives and things to do. Let me show Rumble some love, make sure I'm not missing anything else from Rumble, and then I will go ahead and continue on some of this. So we have okay, hold on. Let me make sure I'm not skipping anymore because I saw Turbo Tard said something that was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Wait, so I saw that. I saw that. Okay. Yeah. All right, Turbo Tard with the Rumble rant. Scroll down. Turbo Tard with a $5 Rumble rant says, lol, your alt name for me is perfect because Turbo Retard was my original name. Really? That's funny. But use that word instead because YouTube wouldn't allow retard. Okay, I think I spent $100 on fake merch. Be careful, people. Oh, if you didn't buy from Redbubble, did you buy from where I was showing it? I don't know if anybody else would have had it on there. It definitely was on Redbubble. You need to tell where you bought it otherwise, because I definitely sold on Redbubble. Wings of the Eagle with the $10 Rumble rant says, new Thursday night routine, prayer, scripture, go boom. If you've never listened to Dr. Frank Turek and cross-examined, he's amazing. Saw a clip years ago, Why Politics Matters, and I was hooked. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Wings of the Eagle with the $5 Rumble rant says, also, do you think Kellen Quinn would or could dare to wear another shirt like that in the If You Can't Hang music video? See, that's the thing is I don't, even from a lot of artists I like, I don't watch their music videos. So I don't know of, hold on, I was going to pull it up on here, but I don't know of any, I don't even know what shirt he was wearing in that. Let's see, Kellen Quinn, If You Can't Hang shirt. I don't know. Oh, is he wearing a United States flag? I love that. Okay. That is cool. But yeah, I didn't even watch that music video. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any more, and we will. Okay, we got Lamppost with the $1 Rumble rant. First time catching your solo live stream, first time following you on Rumble, and first time sending you a rant. Truly enjoying it so far. Thank you, you're amazing. Oh, one more. We got B Barrett with a $2 Rumble rant to the feminists who choose the bear. Now they understand why I don't want men in women's restroom. For reals. Oh my goodness. It's like, that's why their messaging is so inconsistent. It's like, okay, you'll say you choose the bear, but then you want men in women's restrooms. Make it make sense. Wait. Oh, I linked the Redbubble in chat last time too. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm thinking maybe he did buy it on Redbubble and he was confused and doesn't remember it was Redbubble because there's no other shop it would have been on that was shared here. Unless he found some link on Twitter from some bot that just steals designs. I don't know how that could have possibly happened. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So, Canavan then accused Kern of sending a hate mob after him and claimed he worded the post poorly. All he did was quote tweet him. This is what's insane is they will accuse us of, oh, you're sending a hate bomb after me because you quote tweeted him. Well, then by those same standards, why are you not saying Alyssa Mercanti wasn't sending a hate mob after Smash JT when she quote tweeted him? And not only that, but talked about reaching out to his wife. So she could theoretically be sending a hate mob to his wife as well. by your logic here, wouldn't that be what was going on? It just makes no sense. Oh, somebody talks about, all they do is show screenshots of what I said, and that's sending a hate mob. Okay. Let's see. Oh, because he worded his post poorly. He wrote on X, sending a hate mob after me seems a little unkind, considering I was just agreeing that people who attack others on the internet should be held accountable. I admit I phrased it poorly, but it wasn't a statement. It was a reply to a tweet. So reaching out to people's family members, trying to cause trouble with people and their husband and wife, that's holding them accountable? I don't think so, bro. And all he did was share your tweet. That's not sending a hate mob. Sharing your tweet, your words. Come on, dude. And so anybody you ever quote tweet is sending a hate mob to them? Rules for thee, but not me. So X user Cadem responded to this writing. You want someone held accountable, say that. You said go after their loved ones. Have some of your own medicine along with that so-called accountability you want people to have. So true. They literally are encouraging people to go after their loved ones. But, oh, you quote tweeted me, so that's a hate mob? Makes no sense. Canavan replied, again, I was just replying to a tweet. I understand how it was misread. I was taking accountability right there. How are you taking accountability by saying people misread you? All right, so Grums here, he reacted to Canavan's comments and Mercanti's actions, writing on X, Kotaku and crazy woke game devs attack you and lie, saying you are stalking them and harassing them. Meanwhile, they want to find your families and string them up. That's exactly, they accuse you of stalking, harassing, sending a hate mob when they are literally, they're the ones stalking you on Facebook to find your family. They're the ones that are calling your jobs to try to get you fired. They're the ones trying to ruin your personal lives, but all we're doing is showing their tweets. But we're sending hate mobs? He added in a subsequent post, you know who else wanted to find your families and string them up for, just accountability? These people feel they are on the right side of history. Exactly. It's insanity. They are delusional. Next, he posted, purging gamers, BBC, open bounties. Just a joke, bro. Normalized on a live threats. And now family hunting for hangings. It's the sport of game journalists and woke game devs everywhere now. Mask off. So true. But notice how these people, they can work in the mainstream. These people can, work for the BBC, work for mainstream game companies, this, that, and the other. But people who just said, hey, I didn't want to get a vaccine that I didn't want, and I don't believe in mandates, they can't work in mainstream. Funny how that is. So then we have Grums here. Also noted that Canavan direct messaged him and accused him of setting my angry fans on him because he worded a tweet poorly. So then he shared the tweet again and wrote, I told him I was reporting him instead. Canavan's comments are reprehensible, vile, and repugnant. Yeah, exactly. That's just how they operate. They want to try to ruin your life. And so speaking of that, there was a lot of speculation as to whether or not wait, let me touch on this. Aaron says, Mel, do you want me to explain the medical condition so you don't have to explain it? Which one? I was talking about a jab for the COVID vax. I don't know if you're talking about that or something else. But yeah, just saying, I don't want that. No, you shouldn't have to get that. That makes, that caused a lot of people, like myself included, to lose a lot of colleagues and friends and blacklist me in the gaming industry. So, or believing the Bible, sharing the Bible. That, yeah, I can never work mainstream again, at least not in the near future, because someone said, what is this? No, I don't have a medical condition. What is this even about? No, guys, I have no medical conditions. I don't know how this. I just didn't get the jab because I didn't want it. My medical condition was not wanting the jab. Okay. So yeah, there was a lot of discussion going around last night, which I don't know what the latest 411 is on this. Maybe you guys know. Um people have suspected that she got fired from Kotaku because she didn't have Kotaku wasn't she took it out of her bio altogether last night, which apparently, and then on the cornering stream today, we saw that she put it back, but she didn't put it back as like currently senior editor with them or anything like that. She put them on a list of like past places that she worked. And I was, so now I can't help but wonder, okay, did Kotaku actually fire her? Or do they not want her speaking on behalf of them because of all the trash fires she's just started up, especially involving reaching out to people's family members and this and that and the other? Or is she just trying to troll us and make us think she got fired when she didn't? I think that's definitely something that we are really speculating on right now, but she clearly likes the negative attention and she wants it. I think a big, huge part of that is because, I mean, nobody gives a crap about Kotaku. Nobody even knew who she was until a lot of this controversy has happened. So it's just like, is this her last ditch attempt to get more viewers over there or to make herself relevant? I just think it's a desperate cry of what she's doing and all this stink she is causing. I think what she sees is that a lot of us get backlash. A lot of us have this mob after us, and we still have plenty of supporters. And I think that they think, and well, it's possible that what she thinks here is, oh, let me make them mad, and that'll get me more supporters from my side, and this and that. But I just don't think it works out that way. Whenever you're coming from a place that doesn't have a strong stance, whenever you're standing for something without, whenever you're standing for just absolute lunacy, then I don't think it's going to work out in your favor. All you're doing is making yourself look like an idiot. And so in this case, I really think she is, and I wish I could credit who first pointed it out, who said, oh yeah, she's trying to be an Anita Sarkeesian. And as much as I can't stand what Anita Sarkeesian has done in this space, you guys heard my dog barking in the background. I noticed that distracted me for a second. As much as I can't stand what Anita Sarkeesian has done and some of the things and what she said, I don't think Alyssa Mercanti can even come close to being an Anita Sarkeesian. Like, I see Anita Sarkeesian as being more smart. Even though I think that she's ludicrous in a lot of ways. I think that her stance on a lot of things is ridiculous, but she does conduct herself better. And she's not just I don't know. I just think she's more calculated. I think she's more calculated and smarter than Alyssa. So I don't think Alyssa could be an Anita Sarkeesian. As much as she tries, I don't think she could be her. It is what it is. So anyway, here, let me cover some more stink that's been going on with now I'm not big into Helldivers, so I didn't know, I haven't even played it. A lot of people have been asking. So I didn't know fully what was going on, but one thing that was really encouraging is seeing the community fight back against all that PSN stuff, how Steam users had to sign up with that, and I kept trying to, I think it's a good thing for us to see is, hey, we can fight back against this culture that's going on, and all of this hijacking in the gaming culture going on, all of this hating the gamer and what the gamers actually want and stuff. We can do this. We're winning small battles like this, so we can do this. Let's see. We have Am I a Joke to You with a $5 super chat. Says, don't know if it was mentioned. Which Bible do you read from on your Bible channel? I read from the New Living Translation on my Bible channel because I think it's the easiest to understand translation. And so I think for a lot of people I'm trying to reach, I'm trying to reach people who, as many people who aren't saved as possible. And I think that reading New Living Translation is the best way for them to be able to digest it and learn it. Um, if I went a straight King James version, that would be very overwhelming for a lot of people who already don't understand anything about the Bible. So I know some people are King James version purists. That's the only thing they'll read, and hey, that's fine if that's all you want to read. But I think that um, I think for newcomers, hey, read what you understand the most. Def Truck with the $5 super chat says, completely unrelated to what you've been talking about. Tell Jeremy to give baby spinach a try. Beginner level vegetable, way better than lettuce. Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know I'm a carnivore? I eat a carnivore diet. I do not eat vegetables. If I have a vegetable, that's called a cheat meal. So you're not going to see me encouraging leafy greens. For leafy greens have so many anti-nutrients and oxalates. If you want to eat healthy, eat meat, eat eggs. I'm not going to encourage vegetables. Now, if people want to eat vegetables, hey, eat what you want. But vegetables are overrated and they're gay. All right, push-ups. $2 super chat says Joshua 1:9. God pumps us full of tea for a reason. Exactly. Be strong and courageous, for I will be with you wherever you go. Carnivore diet for the win. That's right. You are not a rabbit. Exactly. That haha, noted. Yes, I'm almost 5 years into the carnivore diet. Now, I used to be a vegan at one point for a brief time. That's the thing, though, is a lot of these super leafy leafy greens and stuff, they are so oxalate heavy, and so that can give you kidney stones and stuff. Which I had kidney stones from all the stored oxalates. But then when I went carnivore, your body will dump the oxalates. So I dumped those oxalates so fast. Some people might want to go keto first for a time. Excuse me. And then ease your way into it. Because you will experience oxalate dumping. Yeah, I had 2 kidney stones. It was the worst. Yeah, that hurt. Going from those tubes in the kidneys. Man, that was awful. All right, so 80s gamer with the $10 super chat says Ecclesiastes 10:2, a wise man's heart directs him toward the right, but the foolish man's heart directs him toward the left. Do you think this was directed to politics? What's your take on it? I personally don't think it was specifically about politics. I don't think while I do lean more on the right than on the left, I think because the right has more Christian values than the left, for example. But I'm a big into, above all things, I believe in the Bible. I'm not really, I don't put that much into politics themselves. I think that the right versus the left, that whole thing it's all orchestrated by the government to cause division. You want people to be divided and stuff that helps benefit them. So while I do lean more to the right, I'm not big into politics. I think that when it comes to God, for example, the Bible and all that, it's about following Christ. It's about following God, not we shouldn't be putting our faith in politics. Now, you can be aligned on politics on one side or another. I respect it enough, but ultimately we should be putting our faith in God and Jesus Christ, not in politics per se. Old Renaissance Nerd with the 1999. Thank you so much. Says, hey, you're still live. The match just ended, waiting for crazy traffic to clear. You forgot the memberships again. No, I didn't. Memberships are active. Lol, F&T, Fellowship, G&G 199. Go boom equals weetards. I was thinking boomers. I named the members Boomer. If you are a member, you are a boomer now. Pepina became a boomer. Thank you so much. All right, we got the Proton Spinner with the $10 says, I'll be honest, I'm a fan because I saw you gnawing on a stick of butter once. Here's some coin to keep you in Kerrygold. Thank you. Yes, I made videos just with my hot takes, eating a stick of butter. I probably need to bring those back, but that's a very carnivore thing to do, is just eat butter. You don't have to eat butter by itself, guys, but I I like to from time to time. Crimson Rain with a $5 super chat says, I never realized how crazy these people are until hashtag Stellar Blade started. I swear, gaming industries, especially these journos, they don't care about video games. They don't even know about video games. They don't understand them. Alyssa Mercanti, I don't even think she knew that Aerith died in Final Fantasy VII. Like the very most common basic gamer things, they have no idea because they're not gamers. They are activists above all else, and they want to ruin our fun, us being gamers, and just force their ideologies on us. It's insanity. Jacob Ramirez with the $10 super chat says, hello, I recently subbed to your channel. Just out of curiosity, what is your stance on the Second Amendment? I have guns. I love guns. Stay strapped. Daniel, the $20 super chat says, saw the clip of you and Jeremy talking about TX2 and Punk falling to the establishment. Punk's still alive. You just need to know where to look. Try Call Me Charisma's To Hell with Hollywood album and Heart Attack Man. Oh, cool. I'll have to look that up. I haven't really listened to punk music in a while. Because yeah, it's gotten very gay indeed. So let's see what else we've got here. Mad Dog Gamer with the $5 super chat says, this Stellar Blade censorship has turned me really jaded and blackpilled. Sony has made it clear they care more about their woke peers than they do the fans. Exactly, because they don't have censorship in their gay games like The Last of Us or Baldur's Gate, but you have a game like Stellar Blade and have a beautiful woman in it, and you've got to censor everything where just normal outfits, nothing even gratuitous or insane. The double standards are just crazy. Mad Dog Gamer at the $5 super chat says they have the entire industry catering to their bigotry needs and still felt the need to complain about one measly game catering to us straight guys. That's the thing is girls, even straight girls, they all like that too. We like that. We like to see a pretty girl as a character, as a lead character. We like to see her wearing pretty outfits. I feel like it's just they just hate the straights in general. They don't like the regular. They're totally fine with gratuitous, pornographic, gay stuff, but just have normal woman being a woman. That's a problem to them. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any Rumble rants, and then I'll get back to this story, and then check some more super chats and stuff. So we've got. Let me make sure I didn't miss any up here. Okay, so the next Rumble rant for $2 from B. Barrett says, is there a story behind the name Go Boom? There is. I was just going to call, when I started my Go Boom channel, I was going to call it Melanie Mac Unleashed because I was like, oh, okay, here's me just unleashed, saying what I want to say. No more being behind a filter because I don't have to worry about working with the mainstream anymore. I can say whatever I want. But then, I don't know, it just hit me one day. It's like, Unleashed or Go Boom? I can't, it just came to me randomly. I was like, I like Go Boom. It's more fun. Lamppost 1980 with the $10 says, you said you embrace Simoing. What's Simoing? So I will, but only you, because you aren't a Twitch streamer with your chest hanging out, sticking out around half naked. You're beautiful just the way you are. Thank you. Yeah, I will not be streaming half naked. Not for me. Elijah Fire with the $1 says, where do you think we are in Revelation? Do you think it's too late to start families because the end is near and the Bible warns not to be pregnant when crap hits the fan? It will be a tough time for those having babies when crap hits the fan. I think if people want to have babies, they should. If they feel it, the desire on their heart to have babies, get married, have babies, like keyword. I'm not, first of all, I'm not in a position to be even having babies anyway, because I ain't even like, I don't even have any one in my life like that, let alone to even think about marriage right now. But I personally never felt the desire in my heart to have babies. Doesn't mean I never will. If God wants me to, God will put that desire on my heart, but I never had that desire before. So yeah, I guess it's a good situation for me to be in now at my age, being single and all that, because then I don't have to rush and I don't have to get married to the next guy just because, even if he wouldn't be a good match for me, just because I would felt that pressure to have babies. I don't. So if it's God's will for me to have babies in the future, he'll put that desire on my heart. But I just haven't had it thus far. But yeah, I think if anybody has that desire to have babies, then yes, you should get married and have babies. So yeah, that's my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on this. This is where, wait, oh, I wanted to talk about the Helldiver stuff changing in general. This is another topic. But anyway, this is the TLDR of what we've seen. This is what I've really tried to tell people. Go ahead and fight back for what you believe in. As a gamer, don't let them waltz in here and change the things that you love. It's okay. It's okay to stand against this stuff because you can make a difference. Look at what happened with Helldivers. We've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update, the May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players, and for current players beginning May 30th will not be moving forward. See how that made a difference? And if people would have been, oh, why are you so hateful? Why are you so mean? Why do you say this? Why do you say that? If they would have just played along, then they wouldn't have been able to make this change. But they let their voices be heard. They were making the tweets. They were leaving the negative reviews on Steam. And look, they made a difference. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. This is why I speak out against what I don't like seeing happen with Tomb Raider. You know, my favorite game franchise ever. And people want to call it, oh, why are you such a hater? Why can't you just be happy with what they're making? Or why can't you just be happy or shut up about it? And I tried that before. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt with the reboot trilogy. Oh, she'll get there. She'll become the Tomb Raider. She never did. And all I know is just shutting up and dealing with it. It's not helping the situation. I'm not going to sit here and so people can call me a hater all they want because I say, hey, I don't like this direction. I don't like how they ruined Lara Croft Beyond Recognition. I'm tired of being quiet about stuff. I'm tired of not being able to, as a fan, if you actually care about something, then you're not going to want to see it change beyond recognition. So, no, me speaking out against all the stuff they're ruining with Tomb Raider, that doesn't make me a hater. That means I care. I would venture to say people who are fine with seeing stuff change beyond recognition, they're not a fan anyway. They don't care. You can't claim to be a fan of something, yet be okay when it gets changed beyond recognition. So here we have Kabrutus, who says, get involved with stupid companies, win stupid prizes. Hope you learned the lesson, Warner. So here we have Warner Brothers says the failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League contributed to a $200 million hit to revenue. Huge hit to their revenue. Huge loss there. And here they were affiliated with Sweet Baby Inc. And what we have with Kabrutus is Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam group, which showed you all the games involved with that, which he also launched his own website. I definitely recommend you guys follow Kabrutus because he's got the DEI detected. If you don't want to see these woke companies ruin franchises, well, have a look at what franchises are involved with these companies so that you can make the decision to not support them if you don't want to see them do this kind of stuff, which that's exactly where I'm at. I don't want to see them ruining these. I have no desire to be involved or buying anything that is affiliated with Sweet Baby Inc. So, that also led me to this. So Tomb Raider, they announced that they are working with Limited Run Games to bring physical editions to the Tomb Raider remasters, in addition to the Lara Croft Guardian of Light and Lara Croft Temple of Osiris spin-offs from the older games. Why they can't just make the physical editions themselves? I mean, they can, but are they? No. Instead, they're wanting to work with Limited Run Games. This just further validates how I keep trying to tell people how Tomb Raider has gone woke. It's been woke for a while now. And people always, oh no, they're not woke. Oh wait, the rebooted games aren't woke. What are you talking about? They're different, but they're not woke. No, they are woke. I know. Freaking people working at Crystal Dynamics, especially at the high up. Woke. It's a woke company. Listen to me. They're woke. Why is Lara Croft different? Why are her motivations different? Why? Because they're woke. Because classic Tomb Raider does not fit their woke narrative. Lara Croft looking the way she did, curvy, beautiful, feminine woman, that's not woke. That's why they're against it. Lara Croft being a Tomb Raider, a grave robber, having her own motivations, being rebellious, that's not woke. She has to be a Mary Sue. She has to be perfect. That's why they don't like it. They've gone woke. And here they are, surprise, surprise, working with a woke company, Limited Run Games, who fired Carolyn just because she was following the Libs of TikTok account. Yes, I'm doing the clapping. Maybe people will finally listen to me. I'm sick and tired. Oh, but they're not woke. They're not woke. Yes, they're woke. And this just, oh my goodness. This tweet, which I know it feels, and people might think, oh, what's the big deal? It's like they want to rub it in our faces. All the stuff they've done, giving Lara Croft these companions when Lara Croft has worked alone. She was a tomb raiding, grave robbing rebel who worked alone. But they keep inserting these other characters and Jonah, which, oh my gosh, a lot of us are sick and tired of Jonah. What does adding Jonah do to this? What does adding Jonah do to Lara Croft? Oh, Jonah, my little buddy. Oh, my friend. Changing Lara Croft from the rebel, the loner, all that. And they know we hate it. They know the classic fans hate it, but they still make tweets like this. Lara plus Jonah equals heart emoji face. Here are 5 times these two showed us that the real adventure was the friends we made along the way. Disrespect. Disrespect. The real adventure is Lara Croft stealing artifacts because she wants to. That's the real adventure. But no, it's the friends we make along the way. They've turned Tomb Raider into this cringe friendship adventure instead of, oh, here's Lara Croft. Here's a beautiful woman who is going against her aristocratic upbringing and rebelling and choosing a life of adventure. She does what she wants. And no, she's going to do bad things because she's not just some Mary Sue hero. But no, instead, oh, adventure is about the friends we make along the way. They knew this stuff would make the classic fans mad. That's why they do this. They just rub it in our faces. Makes me so freaking mad. All right, so before we get to the Superman topic, let me check some more super chats. Let's see. Okay, so I read those two. We got Remdog here says, had Spam and eggs for supper tonight. That sounds delicious. I know there is a lot of people who hate Spam. They don't like it. They hate on it all the time. Spam is delicious. Just cut some Spam up and grill it up. Yummy, especially with eggs. Now, I don't really eat Spam anymore. Not because I don't like it, but just because I don't really eat pork. But that's a whole other discussion. But yeah, anybody else, if you want to eat Spam, if you want to eat pork, good, go for it. It's delicious. Ara Akbar, go boom, with the $2 super chat says, I did vegan 1 month and got a kidney stone. Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to laugh at you, but that is so freaking... I feel your pain because I had 2 kidneys. Vegan, not even once. Oh my goodness. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your body. You will hurt yourself. Veganism is not healthy. Some people want to act like it is because they lost weight going vegan. Because, okay, it's easy to be in a calorie deficit going vegan because you can't eat anything but grass. So, yeah, can you lose weight being vegan? But it's not healthy. Just don't. Oh my goodness. Can you hear my cat in the background? I swear, my dog and my cat expect me to just be there with them 24/7. If I go off and work for any amount of time, they're mad about it. They are mad about it. All right, so we've got Mad Dog Gamer with the $5 super chat. Urinalist, aka journalist, ruined something beautiful with Stellar Blade, tainted it because their envy towards feminine beauty. Baggots can keep the gay station. Exactly. And that's the thing that's crazy about it too, is Stellar Blade is like that was so normal for like PS2 era gaming and stuff. Nobody would have bat an eye. It was just so normal, like Final Fantasy, anything like that. But now it's just seen as, oh my goodness, a feminine woman. Oh no, run for the hills. Mad Dog Gamer, the $5 says, I've gotten tired of Sony playing mommy and daddy with us straight men for liking ladies, but then become the enabling uncle for baggots. End of rant. Exactly. Sure Call with the $5 super chat says, Melanie, you are the undefeated in-game boss for male feminists. They hate me, I swear. Let them go cry into their soy milk. Male feminists hate my guts. Stephen Bessie with the new membership. Thank you so much for becoming a member on YouTube. Chris Rubio also became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much. We've got Snapple Rai 89 with the $5 super chat says, if you have pew pew, do you EDC? What's that? EDC is like some electronic dance conference or something. If so, what is your piece with caliber, carry orientation, and how often do you train? Oh, I think that's something else, like training or EDC. I mean, I have pew pew. It's you. I live in an open carry state. I go to the range sometimes. 9mm, my pistol's 9mm. So hopefully that answered your questions. Everyday carry. Oops. Yes, I do carry everywhere I go. So, yes. Zach says, Melanie Mac with the #1 milk princess. #1 milk's good, especially when you get raw milk. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, I would maybe ease off the milk a bit. But milk is, especially raw milk, yes, it's a superfood. W F-bomb shortly. All right, we got Raphael Canali with the $20 Tomb Raider deserves respect. It's really sad and revolting what they are doing to this franchise. Your fight against these woke freaks is really important to keep Tomb Raider's legacy alive. Cheers from Brazil. Thank you so much. But yeah, I am so tired of the disrespect of my favorite franchise. Push-ups with a $2 super chat says, which one was the fat guy who yells at Lara? That would be Jonah. That would be Jonah. 80s Gamer with the $5 super chat says, I'm an old Gen X gamer. I can't get into these new games coming out. I can't get into most of the new games either. I mostly play retro stuff. Chris Rubio with the $5 super chat says, I played the Tomb Raider reboots and got a kidney stone. I can see that. All the soy. President Tomato with the $5 super chat says, I got a kidney stone once from the 1 chip challenge. I ate the chip and later that night I woke up in excruciating. Whoa, really? Could it work that fast, developing a kidney stone? Either way, oh my goodness, that sounds painful. Yeah, I don't like spicy stuff. No 1 chip challenge for me. Let me make sure I'm caught up on Rumble rants before I get to the next topic. I saw one and then. Okay. All right. Let me scroll back down to that. We've got Elijah Fire with the $7 Rumble rant says, decent about what if you have the desire to marry a woman and have lots and lots and lots of, but there are no eligible females. All they want is to have sex before marriage. I'll just say it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's more important to do things the way that God wants. Tough world out there with trying to find a husband or a wife, depending on which one you qualify, which one you are. It is tough. with the way society is right now, but do things the Christian way. Look for a wife. Do not fornicate. Do not be promiscuous. And just pray. Ask God for guidance. It's tough. Like, clearly. I mean, I'm single. It's just how it is right now. That's just how the way society is right now. But better to be chaste and wait for the right person. All right. And get married. Get married. Do not fornicate. Do not be promiscuous. Do not engage in fornication. All right. So we've got the Park Place that brings us this James Gunn and DC's first look at David Corenswet. That's a name. As Superman, rejected and mocked by potential moviegoers. Yeah, because, I mean, first of all, they teased Henry Cavill coming back as Superman, and then that didn't happen. We got this new Superman, which I will say that this actor, he looks more like Superman than I would have expected. They didn't race swap him. They didn't gender swap him. So it could have been worse, but is he Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill would have been better. But yeah, so they've released this picture of him putting on his boots and he just seems very casual. I mean, here you have some alien attack going on in the background. And he's just like, oh, all right, let me get these boots on. Yeah. All right. So James Gunn and DC shared a first look at David Corenswet as Superman that depicts the Man of Steel putting on one of his boots as some kind of cataclysmic event or battle is raging in the background. The official DC account posted, get ready, hashtag Superman 7/11/25, July 11th. Okay. All right. The image was mocked by numerous potential moviegoers. Renezuo Art wrote, good Lord, what is happening out there? Mark Red Believer wrote, why is he slowly putting on his boots when Metropolis is under attack? Exactly. Just casually, slowly putting on his boots. Okay. Is this supposed to look like bad AI? It does look like AI. Okay, so Damon Toll question, is this, oh wait, that's what you already said. Yeah. Why does his suit look baggy? I swear, if y'all ruin Superman for me again. Yeah, his suit does look baggy. It does have that same like Marvel movie texture costume. I don't think it's egregious, but I don't know. This is a very underwhelming image. It doesn't make me extremely excited for the next movie. I thought this was a cosplay, someone said. Meanwhile, Pod posted, looks like the materials are far too heavy and bulky. They're bunching up and folding in some weird places. And with trunks, like, why? Especially if it's that same heavy material. This is definitely my least favorite Superman of the Superman suits. Really, Muerto question, why couldn't they have used Henry Cavill again? Yeah, I don't know. I think they might have been wanting someone younger, so they went with a guy who looks kind of similar to Henry Cavill, but younger. But I think if they were really trying to make the fans happy, they would have used Henry Cavill. Kenneth03 asked, Metropolis is literally under attack, and he is doing what? He's like, oh, another day. Nina Infinity says, why does Superman look like he's getting ready for a leisurely stroll around the park when there is a giant thing happening in the background? There is no urgency in this pic. At least he's got the Superman curl. True, he does have a Superman curl. That's nice. Yeah, I just remember like watching old cartoons and stuff. He'd get in that phone booth. He was like, oh man, I gotta get to it. Now it's like, guess I gotta clock in. Time to clock in, I guess. All right. Okay. She added in a follow-up, I figured out why the new Superman image seems off because it's an effeminate pose. It's not a good pose for a man that's supposed to be the strongest man in the world. It's kind of like that pin up. Dude's got to put on his boots somehow. But still, yeah, I don't know. There's definitely no urgency there. It is odd that would be the promo picture. I think maybe if you had him taking his boots off, if you wanted a more casual, to have him taking his boots off after he's already saved the day or something, But it is weird that all that's going on. He's like, okay, I'll get to it. As noted in the first look image, the James Gunn directed Superman film will arrive in theaters on July 11th, 2025. The film was initially titled Superman Legacy with DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran informing Variety in June 2023 that the film focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. Safran added that Superman is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks of kindness as old-fashioned. Well, what kind of kindness? I want to know, because what the woke calls being kind means accepting degeneracy, accepting everything, and also holding up climate change signs. Fighting climate change. Back in December 2022, Gunn revealed the film would be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life. Okay, so maybe that's why they wanted to get a younger guy. Okay, I'm open to that. In March 2023, he detailed that the film centers around Superman's heritage, how both his aristocratic Kryptonian parents and his Kansas farmer parents inform who he is and the choices he makes. While Gunn notes the film will focus on Superman, it's also chock full of other members of the Justice League, including Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern. Oh, okay. Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and Metamorpho. Oh, we got Nicholas Hoult to play Lex Luthor. Okay. Interesting. Well, I just think it's overall underwhelming. I don't think it's terribly egregious. I don't think that I'm ready to completely write off the film, that it's gonna be terrible. I don't have high hopes for it, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see, I guess. But does this have me particularly interested right now? No, not really. Let me go ahead and check some super chats before we continue this. Let's see. Elijah Fire with the $7 says, what would Lara do? I don't know what that question was. If you're talking about, okay, so you were talking about the dating stuff for a while. Lara Croft is too obsessed with grave robbing and being a Tomb Raider. Lara Croft wouldn't be a good wife. And yeah, she doesn't even try because she is married to her adventures. I do not like it when they try to give Lara Croft love interest. Don't even care if they want to give her a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I don't want her to have either. Her purpose is blowing tombs up and getting her artifacts, doing whatever she wants because she's a baddie like that. Elijah Fire with the $6 Rumble Rant says, every woman should be pro 2A and Carrie, train your daughters to aim for the nuts. I do think gun rights are also women's rights indeed. They help keep us safe. All right, so let me see what else we have here. We've got Rai, who became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much. We've got Deranged Lunatic with the 199 super sticker. Thank you. And Beige Box with the 5 says, OG Lara is not enough. Legend was all right, but Annie and Underworld gave me malaria with the camera and controls. Also, LAU is just my mutter ad nauseum. I think LAU are definitely like play school Tomb Raider games. Like I said last week, the original Tomb Raider games are like playing Risk or something, Risk or chess, and Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld are like playing Uno. It's just a watered down, babied version. They still look good at least, but yeah, not the same thing. All right, so, oh yeah. We had that Star Wars girl. She says there is no debate. I mean, this does look so much better. I don't know if this is AI. I don't know what it is, what that image is from. But yeah. It's the little things, man. It's the little things. You could have this same setting and just make it feel more powerful. Like Superman is supposed to feel powerful, strong. Not like, oh, time to clock in. Time to clock in. You know what I mean? And so we also have, so speaking of Henry Cavill stuff, like with The Witcher, that Star Wars girl here, she says, The new Witcher is terrible. Look at him standing there like a woman, examining her shoes in a mirror. Whereas Henry holds himself with total confidence and control. One of these exudes total masculinity and the other does not. Witcher Netflix, this is embarrassing, which I agree. Here we have Henry Cavill as Geralt, just very masculine, strong. And this is the behind the scenes of what we. Oh no. This is a behind the scenes look at the new Geralt there. What even is going on here? Also, like, you notice the physique differences too. It's like Henry Cavill is strong, real strong physique. This dude looks like he drinks soy lattes. What even the hip tilt? What is going on? This costume is sad too, because it just. I think that they would be better off just not releasing this at all. Just stop. Just end it. This does not need to move forward. That's not cute. This is not good. This is what I was wanting to talk about too. About pushing back against this whole woke culture, all these people who have hijacked the gaming industry, all this stuff. So not only did they listen and make it not mandatory for you to have to link your PSN account to your Steam, but they also fired their Discord community manager, Spitz. Okay. Now, if you remember, which I'm sure this will highlight it. It appears to have been fired by Arrowhead Game Studios. Now, I don't wish to see people lose jobs. I don't wish to see people, especially just over disagreeing. But whenever it's people who are going after gamers, who are pushing back, trying to change, trying to hijack gaming and the gaming industry and all this stuff and make changes, and in this case, community managers just disrespecting the community, then yeah, you're in the wrong job if that's what's happening here. So no longer has the community manager badge, as he's made a number of comments indicating he no longer has any kind of authority or leverage in the Discord and game. As can be seen below, Spitz is no longer listed. Oh, yep, they're no longer in that tab, community manager tab. Furthermore, Spitz no longer has the community manager listed on his profile. And as you can see in Baskinator's profile, the community manager role is clearly listed. So not only does he no longer have the community manager role and he's no longer listed in the community manager tab, he's made numerous comments indicating that he no longer has any authority in the Discord. He posted, "I can't confirm anything anymore, lol." In another comment, he wrote, "Today is a dark day." I mean, I hope that he can find some happiness and stuff, but at the same time, I hope he learned a lesson here and, hey, maybe don't hate on the community. Spitz is for real? I'm not even surprised. I swear, because they have been hijacking the gaming industry, and especially in the community roles. There are so many gender LARPers, so many troons that have just taken over, and I'm sick of it, man. I'm just sick of it. All right. When asked who would do #high command dispatches, he responded, "Not me." As for why he got fired, Spitz stated, "Generally, it's not a good idea to tell people to refund and leave negative reviews when you're a community manager. Today I learned." Really? Brain dead. How do you not know? How are you a community manager and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, maybe telling people to refund their game and leave a bad review wasn't a good idea. Oh, here we have Joseph says, "Pretty sure one of the others had the troon flag too." That does not surprise me. Just goes back to that meme I shared earlier. This is gaming community managers. They become troons or LGB or whatever. That they're recruiting them now. A lot of them find that that's the roles they want, but they're also taking normal people and grooming them into that. All right. So in another comment, he wrote, "I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate even more that everyone can play the game again without restrictions. I knew I was taking a risk with what I said about refunding and changing reviews. I stand by it." Stand by it? You still stand by saying, "Oh, well, then why don't you refund your game. It was my job to represent the community, and that's what I did. Taking the rest of the day off, not feeling super well. Love you all. Apparently, you didn't represent the community. You're not representing those within the community who want to play the game that they bought as they played it and not have to link an account to it. Still, in another, he wrote, wanted to work for Arrowhead because they're my all-time favorite studio. I got that chance. I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'll happily continue working for them if I had the choice, but that isn't up to me or anyone else in here. I can walk away happy, and I don't want anyone causing trouble on my behalf, especially not to people I still have a lot of care and respect for. So in other words, you didn't learn a dadgum thing. When it's like, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be so combative with the community and all that. No, I still stand by what I said. Okay. The gaming industry has to stop hiring troons and stuff. They're a liability because at the end of the day, these troons and all these people, all this in their flag, they don't care. They don't care about the games. They don't care that much. They care more about just forcing their ideologies, this, that, and the other. They care more about being an activist than they do anything else. So in one of his most recent comments, he did admit that he should have been more professional in his statements. You think? I challenge anyone to be put in the position that the CMs or moderators have been in the last 4 days and not let a bit of attitude seep into their comments and statements. But I agree, more professionalism was needed in some of the things I said. If people are struggling not to have attitudes with, and you know what? I need attitude with people who are go after me on Twitter, but I'm not a community manager. I'm me. If you're representing a brand, you need to be impartial. You can't insert yourself into the job. You're not supposed to represent yourself. You're supposed to represent the company. Keep your attitude at the door. And that's what these people have such a hard time understanding this concept because everything is about them. They're the main character of the universe. The whole world needs to affirm them. This, that, and the other. They cannot fathom the idea of, oh, this isn't about me? What? This isn't me, all about me? No. You're supposed to be representing the company. It isn't all about you, dude. Spitz had previously belittled and mocked gamers in the Discord. He initially claimed that negative feedback would not change Sony's decision to require Steam players to connect their accounts to PlayStation Network account. Sony did indeed reverse their decision. So, but yeah, before he was just like, oh yeah, see, look at this. Because here's a guy that pushed back and then he says, it's not like this is the first or even the 14th mainstream game to require a third-party account. That takes a couple minutes to create. But if it's a deal breaker to have to take 120 seconds out of your day to enter an email and password, then forget about it. Change your Steam review and make your displeasure known on a platform where it matters. Oh, you cannot be mad at people leaving all those negative Steam reviews when you told them to do it, bro. You told him to do it. And another, he responded to a player who wrote, this will kill Helldivers 2 on Steam. Backpedal or lose your player base. Spitz replied, I thought you were refunding and leaving. I gotta have a little attitude. Wow. The audacity. But yeah, that backfired big time on him. So this kind of stuff and the outcome of all this that happens gives me hope. So people think, a lot of people on this side, I get it. We're frustrated. We're tired of seeing everything change about what we love, our hobbies that we love. I mean, all these, our favorite game characters are being transformed beyond recognition. Our video games in general are being watered down into these journalist mode of gaming, like babied down story mode of gaming, instead of actually letting video games be video games anymore. Everything is focused around cutscenes and QTEs and this, that set pieces and this, that, and the other. And then we have all of this woke ideology that is just seeped into everything. Community managers that represent some of our favorite things are all just troons and this, that, and the other. And they care more about that ideology than actually talking about the games and being faithful to the games, and they're mad at the gamers for not wanting to see their games change and not wanting to see the culture change. So it feels like we're on the losing side of things sometimes when we constantly see all of this stuff going on. But it's like, hey, speak out, keep speaking out, because there are more of us. There are more of us who don't want to see all this stuff going on. So instead of being quiet as we have been before and watching these people take over, speak out. It makes a difference. So, all right, let me see. I saw a couple super chats go in here. Oh yeah, we've got Zorlag here with a $5 super chat. Says Lara shot Greedo first. We'll go with that. Robert Crawford with the $10 super chat says, I never thought of the switch of Batman and Superman actors between the actors. That is interesting. And then we got Kevin English, who became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much. Andrew with the $5 super chat says, so how long until everyone starts saying Jon Stewart is Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan is Green Lantern? Alejandro with the 49 Mexican dollars says Gal Gadot won't be coming back as Wonder Woman. Shame, because she was great. Lil Poet Boy with the $2 super chat says, for your skincare, keep doing you. Thank you. My skincare is eating butter and meat. That will go to my steak fund. Thank you so much. Let me see if there's any other Rumble rants. Oh, hold on. I want to make sure I'm caught up there. Okay. Okay, so we have Sean A. Fong with a $20 Rumble rant says, maybe part of what's happening with the Troons is connected to internet anonymity. They are mistaken as women. They find joy. They enjoy the attention, play into it. Next thing you know, all mods are... That's funny. Lol, not a cat with the $2 Rumble rant says, I work in the gaming industry. Most community managers are recent college grads that have no concept of the real world and are hired because they're leftist, have a degree, and like being on Twitter. Exactly. That's true. I know back in the day, when I first started getting in the gaming industry, early 2010s, people were hired for their passion. They were actually really into it. Even game journos actually cared about video games. And that's why they got their jobs. But we're in a completely different time. They've purged everybody who doesn't think like them. So now to get a job in the gaming industry, you have to be on their side of the approved narrative, or you have to at least pretend to be, or just shut up. But that's what's happened. And that's why, we've seen a huge negative effect on the gaming industry as a whole. Now, okay, so I am going to get ready to close stream, but before that, I wanted to leave something encouraging for everybody. So this was me reflecting the other day, as I do sometimes, and I was just tweeting a lot about it. I said, when I thought my life was falling apart, I see now that it was God placing me where I belong. I don't know what is ahead, but I trust that God knows what he's doing. I pray that everyone I've ever cared about who thought I was crazy can one day too find purpose in Christ. And what really, made me tweet this was, like I shared earlier in stream, I was going through looking at Twitter accounts from like old friends and stuff who are not my friends anymore because of my stance on things, because they've gone even more down that woke rabbit hole, and because of my faith and my beliefs and all that, they want nothing to do with me. And I look at just how much further down into such a sinful life that they've fallen even deeper and deeper into that. And it's like, that's the thing with sin, is it doesn't stay stagnant. It gets worse and worse. It will corrupt you more and more and more. And next thing you know it, okay, here's my friend who just wasn't, they were agnostic or an atheist or whatever, but now look at what they are. Now they're pretending to be the opposite gender. Or now these women that I was friends with who, when they first started streaming, They wouldn't even show any cleavage or anything because they were like, hey, I'm a gamer. I want to be taken seriously. And then now they're selling pictures of their beehole on the internet for $5. And it's just like, oh, now they're dabbling into the alphabet mafia, this and that. Oh, now I'm this, now I'm that. This is my sexuality. I learned about my sexuality because of video game. And seeing all that, we can laugh at it objectively, but when I see my old friends who dive into that, it just made me sad. It made me sad for them. But it also just made me so grateful that God didn't let me fall deep in the pit of that. And so yeah, it made me grateful for that. It made me hope and pray that they can find Jesus. Because it doesn't matter where you are in your life, you can find Jesus. You can turn from sin. You can be redeemed through Jesus Christ. And let's say you're in a part of your life where you feel like you're losing everything. You might have that's the thing is whenever and that's one thing that you'll recognize. When you get right with Christ, a lot of people in your life will bounce. They will leave. And it's hard to see that happening. But you'll look back later and think, okay, God knew what he was doing. You see what the paths that they take, and then you look back and see where you take. Doesn't make us better than them. We all need Jesus, but it just further validates, okay, I made the right decision. So yeah, I would implore you, if you're not right with Christ, to get right with Christ. Accept Jesus as your Savior. And if you already have, read your Bible every day. 1 chapter a day. It's all you got to do, no matter what. If you can prioritize eating food, you can prioritize drinking water, you can prioritize reading your Bible. It is so important. It is fellowship with God. You can't complain about your life and be like, why is God silent? Why is God silent? Are you reading your Bible? I don't want to hear it. Oh, I'm going through hard times. Why is God silent? Read your Bible. Read it. All right. So let me make sure I haven't missed anything else before I go. So anyway, all right. Yeah. All right. I'm all caught up. So anyway, there you have it for this week's Go Boom Live. I hope to see you all next week on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. I still think it's a miracle that I haven't been banned from Twitch yet. That's going to happen. So make sure if you're not following me on Rumble that you do. Even if you prefer to watch on YouTube, still it helps to make sure as a backup you're following me on Rumble, because YouTube could nuke my account at any moment. But yes. And I will see you all next week. Look at that. We got Beige Box with the 2. It says, I was given the Bible. But Numbers is so boring. It's still good to read. Read it. Push through. That's the thing, is you have to realize when you're reading the Bible, it's fellowship with God. I know it can be overwhelming to understand a lot of this stuff, but don't think of it like, oh, this is boring. Think about it like I'm spending time with God right now. You can do it. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, go boom. Oh, I got to show you guys this again first.
Thank you very much.